Hi everyone, I'm quite excited to be putting together this short video clip on Oracle Primavera 6. I'm Dr. Orim Stella Maris, and based on your request, I've decided to put this video together. So the very first thing I'll ask you to do is to go to Google, and while you're in Google, you should type in Oracle Software Delivery Cloud. So that takes you to this link, which you can click on here. And because you are a new user and you're trying to create an account, you will click on New User Register here. So when you get to this point, you type in your email account and then you put in your password. When you're putting in the password, make sure that it meets the requirements. So I put in mine here, check that it's okay. And that's fine as well. So it's the same, and then you pick the country where you're residing, and for me it's United Kingdom. First or given names, so you type in your first or given names. So I just use Orim Izegua. Your phone number, and then of course your work title. I'm a computer engineer, so that's it in there. So address is going to be your address because that's what needs to be captured. So if I place my address here, okay, and then you create your account. So the moment you hit create account, it's going to send you an email and then ask you if you want to save this, So for me, I've saved it. So on this computer, anytime I come back here, I'll be able to access it. So then you move to your email address to actually check that the email has come in from Oracle. So if it has not come in yet, you refresh and then you find that the email is here. So then the next thing to do is to verify the email address. So once you verify the email address, it tells you success continue. So once you get the success continue icon, you click on continue because your account is now ready to use. So the next thing you do now is to log into the Oracle Primavera. So now you're not a new user anymore. You're now going to click on sign in and you get started with your downloads. So when you get to this point, you're going to type Primavera because there are several versions. So you type Primavera 6, and then what you will be looking out for is the project management. So you just type professional project management. Okay, so the moment you type professional project management P6, you click on that option and then it's going to pull up a number of options once more. So the very one you want is the professional project management, and this is the most recent one. So you select it, so it's added to your items, and then you click on continue. When you click on continue, you will find that you are not just having the professional project management alone here, but rather you are also having it along with the documentation. So that is what it should be. So once you have both of them there, you just want to ensure that you have the right software platform. So Windows x64 or whichever platform you have to ensure that your computer is able to actually manage or handle this. Then of course, once that is sorted and you're happy, you click on continue. When you click on continue, you now then look at the Oracle standards, terms and restrictions. So you have a look at these, the section A, B, C, and D, looking at the general terms, and then terms for Oracle Linux and Oracle VM server, etc. So once you finish reading these terms and conditions and you're happy to go along with it, then you get to the end of it, make sure you understand it, and you click on yes, you have reviewed, you accept, and you wish to continue. So once you click on you wish to continue, you'll be presented with the opportunity to give a feedback. And basically, if you've used their platform before, you may want to actually leave a feedback, okay? Because it says if you have previously downloaded from the software delivery cloud. But if it's your very first time, then you may just want to click on that and close the feedback section. So once more, you'll find out that you are downloading several items. If you look at all the things you're downloading, you'll find the professional application, you find the database setup, the integration, the project management documentation itself, like I mentioned earlier. So all of these are encapsulated in that choice you made in the previous slide that we saw, when we were going through the download. So when you get to this point, you're now just going to hit download. You have a look at the amount of space, 170 meg, 29 meg, 103 meg. So make sure you have enough space in your computer, and then you hit download. So when you hit download, it's going to start downloading here. Okay, so mine is downloading on the bottom left corner. So once it's true like it is now, I'll click on the exec file. So the executable file will then start trying to run. So what you need to check now is that it's actually, being placed where you want it. I want mine in the downloads. If you don't want yours in downloads, then you need to then specify exactly where you would like it to be stored. Click on next. And then it loads, and 4 of the files start downloading, as you can see. So once they are through downloading, you will then start to install. So they are going to take time depending on how much space you have on your computer. So if you have a lot of space, it shouldn't take too long, and all the 4 files will download. So you can see that they are all zipped files. So after you download, you will move them to a folder, a new folder you create, so you can find them all in one place. And after that, you can then extract them, since they are all zipped files. So we'll just wait for them to finish downloading. The first one is completed. The second is almost complete. Now that is completed. So we have just 2 to go, and it's going to be faster because we have just 2 downloading now. So once both of them are through, then we'll move them to a folder where we can then extract them all. So the good thing is, because you have them in one folder and you extract them there, you'll be able to know, like I said before, exactly where they are. So they're all complete now, and then you move to downloads. So when you get to downloads, you'll find the 4 zipped files here. So what I'm going to do now is to create a new folder. So once I create a new folder, I will then name it Oracle P6. Okay, so that's the folder I then would move all of these zipped files into. So I'll just move them in here, and once I move them in here, I will then start extracting all of them. So basically, I will click on this, all of them, and I will say extract here. Okay, so these are zipped files, so I want to extract them here. So they will start extraction here. So everything is going to extract inside this particular folder. So I have it all complete here, as you can see. Yeah, so now all the files have been extracted. So the next thing I'll do is to go to the P6 Pro 19.12, and then I will extract this particular file here. And then once it's extracted, I will then go to the setup, because now I want to set up this software. So I hit on the setup.exec, the executable file, and wait for it to start setting up. So it's going to ask me, do I want the typical version or the advanced version? I will stick, with the typical version, and then I'll say okay, and then I'll say, and then once it will check with me if I want this program to make changes to my system, and if I say yes, to carry on installing the software. So it's going to carry on running and installing. So once it's through installing, it's going to ask some questions. So I'll just wait for it to complete its installation. So once that's through, it's going to ask you, do you want to run it as a database configuration? And then of course you will choose OK, because it is a database software. So when you click on OK, it's then going to check with you what driver type you want to use. And then you click on standalone, so you can have access to it on your computer. So that's a live version, and then you click on next. So when you get to this point, then you choose the option add a new standalone database and connection, because it's standalone, and then you click on next. So the admin name is the login name is admin. The personal name is Vol, and then you enter a password. Okay, and then you confirm. And then once that is done, you click on next. So at this point, you can decide to change your base currency to pound sterling, for instance. So here, once that is done, you just click on next, and it's going to set up your database for you. It's going to again load some sample data, which is good. You can practice with them. So you click on next, and the alias is PMDB, and it tells you connection successful, and then the database connection was successful. You may now return to your application by selecting finish. So that's it done, really. So fantastic. Now you can just go to your startup and type Primavera, and you find out that you can now just click on the software and it will start launching. You set it up now and you want to run it for the first time. So it will take a while to start pulling up and then pulling its files together. So that's it here. So remember your login name was admin, and then of course the password you gave, and you connect. So it's going to connect. Remember, it's for the first time, so it might take a little while. But once it connects, it's going to log into Oracle Primavera 6. So here it tells you the appropriate industry for your organization has not been selected. Okay, so you can then click on OK. And at this point in time, you go to admin preferences, because that's where you can now select the industry you prefer. So at this point, you are now going to decide on the particular industry you prefer. So if it's engineering and construction, government, aerospace, defense, whatever type of industry it is, you can then select. And so once you hit close, it will ask you your change in industry selection is effective immediately for new P6 users. To learn how to apply this change to existing users, see the administrator. So it's done now. You just click on OK, because there's nothing to do anymore with respect to that. So the other thing you may now want to check is, if you then exit and log in again, is it going to give you that problem, or is it going to ask you to change your industry? So if you come back to Oracle Primavera 6 and log in, so it's a lot faster. So you see, it just takes you directly in there and there is no problem anymore. So in the next video, I'm just going to show you how to start up with working with Oracle Primavera 6 Professional. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. I hope you found the clip beneficial.